What's up, Nail Geeks? I'm starting off this weekend's videos with Vapid's newest re-releases. These are her core colors, or a select few of them, and they will be releasing literally today. So if there's one thing I do appreciate more than a good cream, it's a good hollow, and we have several of them to see today. I love me some standard core finishes like linear holographics. I think these are like borderline palette cleansers, and I'm so excited to show you guys them. So let's get started. First up is Cryogenic Refrigerant. This is a strong silver linear holographic. So this one, along with the others, are re-releases. I do have the OG version of this one when it came out in 2015. And this is one of my favorite silver linear hollows because when you build it up, it is just straight on rainbow action. So those of you who follow me on Instagram, every once in a while I like to post to my stories little teasers of things that I am working on. And if I open up a PR package and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is amazing, I'll usually post it to my stories, and this was the teaser bottle shot that I posted. So on this one, I'm going to suggest between 2 to 3 coats depending on, of course, how you polish. However, I typically go in with what I consider normal coats, so between medium and a little bit light, and I felt like 2 coats, it was just perfect. These all pretty much dry down semi-gloss, so I think any top coat will be just fine. And you can see here on my full hand shot, there is so much rainbow action happening. In the sun, this one lights up like crazy. And next we have Original Sin. This is a raspberry pink linear hollow. So this one has a similar creamy-ish type of finish, similar to the other ones in the re-releases. And that base color is so stinking pretty. I love it. So this is really lovely pink action happening. It's very vibrant, but I wouldn't super classify it as a hot pink per se. I do feel like the video is representing it pretty well, as it does have that really strong raspberry type undertone to it. So for the most part, I think most are going to be able to get away with 2 coats on it. It builds up very lovely on the nail, and it has that really nice smooth buttery type of feel on application. So it does have just the slightest bit of a almost jelly-like feel, but it does apply very smooth and a bit on the creamy side. So really nice formula on this one too. And you can see here on the full hand shot, once again, I've got a glossy top coat on, and there's a lot of rainbow action happening with this one too. And next is Bombshell. This is a pink leaning red cream based linear hollow. Looking at both Bombshell and Original Sin at a glance, you would think that they are kind of similar in their colors, but when you put them up next to each other, Bombshell definitely has that really stronger red lean to it. So versus Original Sin that has that nice raspberry pink, this one has that really pinky but reddish vibe going on with it. Now this one has just a bit more of a creamy feel on application, but at the same time it still applies very, very lovely along with the others in this set. Now the linear action in this one, I feel like because the base to the formula is a little bit creamier, on the video it's looking a bit on the scattered side, so please note in person, I would definitely still consider this one a linear holographic. It's just got that really nice creamy base to it. Once again, on the full hand shot, I've got a glossy top coat on, and I am good to go. And next is Mistrust. This is a slightly pink toned grape linear holographic. So this is really strong on that linear holographic action. I think that base color really helps the rainbows pop in this one. As a picky purple person myself, I do have to appreciate that purple bases really exploit holographic pigment very, very well, and this one's no exception. So you'll get that nice rainbow effect across your nail, and it has that nice almost blue type of flame to it. So pretty strong once you build it up. And once again, I'm going to suggest 2 coats on this one too, as this one also has a really smooth formula with it. Now in between my first and second coats, you can kind of get an idea of how it's drying down on its own. So once again, we've got a semi-gloss type of natural drying action happening with it. Again, any top coat, I think everyone's going to be just fine. And on this second coat here, really nice buildup of that gorgeous grape purple color. There is just that slightest little bit of a pink hint to it, But overall, this is a very vibrant type of grape shade. And next we've got Polarize. This is a deep navy blue linear hollow. So this one has a formula that is similar, of course, to the others, but I think it does kind of apply a little bit more on the creamy side, similar to Bombshell in that it's got a ton of opacity to it. So in my opinion, this one really flirts with being a one coater, though of course I would recommend going in thin with your coats and wearing it at 2. So that will really help plump it out and get that nice thicker appearance on your nails if you're like me and you appreciate that type of plumping action. Here on that first coat you can see it's got beautiful coverage, wonderful opacity, and it just self-levels very, very nicely. This is such a rich type of formula. I can't really see anybody needing to go to 3 coats on this one. I really feel like 2 is going to be satisfying for most people. Linear holographic effect to this one is kind of like Mistrust in that it is very, very rich. So in person you'll see like a strong depth kind of action. It kind of reminded me of like a liquid velvet type of thing because it's just so much depth happening with the holographic pigment versus that base color. And next we have Optimist. This is a pure white cream. So to go along with the re-release of the holographic core colors, we also have the white cream and the black cream releasing too. So Optimist is what I would consider a very stark, straight up white. Now the formula on this one, I wouldn't classify this one as a one coater. However, white creams can typically get very thicker on application, which I'm typically fine with, but this one has a really smooth type feel to it and it self levels very, very nicely. I would recommend 2 thinner coats on this one and you'll get that nice plump, really rich action happening when you build it up. So very, very nice, really smooth type of formula. And of course here on the second coat I went in just a little bit heavy by accident, but as you can see in the final shot, after cleaning up and topping off with a glossy top coat, everything evened out and self-leveled very, very nicely. And finally we have Pessimist. This is a pure black cream. So this one I would classify as a one coater in that it is just a touch richer on application than Optimist. When I swatched this one, I was like, okay, this is a one coater. Now it may appear to be just the slightest bit like, okay, you might need to even it out, but after I top coated that one coat, I felt like it looked perfectly fine. So lots of self-leveling action happening with this one too. It does dry down kind of semi-gloss, so I think any top coat will be just fine. And you can see on the full hand shot, that's one coat with glossy top coat, and I thought it looked perfect as is. So we can't have a white and black cream polish without me testing out to see if it stamps. I am testing out Pessimist right now from a Moira wedding plate. I use these plates so much, they're so wonderful. And I'm just going in with a clear jelly stamper. I'm using my Pween one in this video, so I typically alternate between my Pween or my iHubis stampers. I think both of them you can get off of Amazon. Now here I did not wait long enough for my Optimist to dry down, so when I remove the stamper you'll see just a little bit of smudging, but I top coated, and you can see in the final hand shot when you make mistakes like that, a lot of times you'll be surprised what a little bit of top coat can smooth out and hide any imperfections. And next we are testing Optimist over Pessimist, and this time I'm using a Moira plate once again, and this is the Florality plate from them. And it has a lot of really cute, like florally type of designs on it. So I thought this would look really chic as a white and black appearance. So this one I'm using my iHubis stamper, and very similar performance, easy peasy, very wonderful on the stamping action. And you can see in the full shot that that white appears very nicely over the black cream. Now all of these polishes will be releasing today, June 27th at 2 p.m. Central Time. Please note that there are limited quantities to these, as this is a ready to ship release. There will be lots of body butters, nail sauces, there's tons of soaps, all kinds of really good stuff happening with this. Now, if you do happen to miss out on any of these re-releases during today's launch, please note these are core colors and Chris will definitely be bringing them back. So don't worry about that, but if you wanted to grab them, they're going to be available today. I will link you guys below to Vapid's shop so you can get in there when it opens. as well as the Facebook fan group if you want to join that as well. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.